This is a Compassion Works for All video. This is Anna. This is a kids video. And here we are in the park with a family, actually two families of geese and about 10 little baby geese. Now, these babies, as you can tell, are getting bigger and bigger, probably in the equivalent of human years. You might think they were 10 or 12 or early teenagers. And here they are, all together as a family, eating grass, and just a minute ago they were swimming across the lake. And as I've noticed them since they were newborns, sometimes the little ones take off on their own and go swimming around or wandering around. And when they do that, their moms and dads get very upset and take off after them and try to bring them back to the group. And the reason that happens, as I'm sure you know, is mom and dad know that there are dangers in the world. There are dogs, and there are even foxes, and there are little kids that come and take off running after the geese when they are feeling rambunctious. They don't think of how much that scares the baby geese. So here we have families of mom and dad and baby geese that are big enough to be adventuresome, but like most kids, they don't always fully know the dangers of the world. And in that, they take off being an adventurer, and the mom and dad says, "Come back." And I bet like kids, they think, oh, they're always after me. They're always taking off after me, and they won't let me go and do what I want to do. When kids do the same thing, they start thinking, I can't wait until I grow up and I'm on my own. But they don't necessarily think of the horrible things that could happen to them if they were on their own without knowing all the skills they need to know to survive and what it is to be alone in the world. I know too many kids that have taken off on their own and ended up in pretty big trouble. And some of those kids barely made it back to their mom and dad and protection in the world. And some are out there living on their own still, and some ended up in jail for doing things that were against the law and got them in trouble. It is a hard and delicate balancing act to feel adventuresome and want to go out on your own and do things on your own, and sometimes to feel like things aren't perfect at home, and maybe sometimes things at home are not perfect at all. But then we have to evaluate, does mom and dad love us and want the best for us, and how to have that happen in our life. It's hard to grow up. It's hard to learn autonomy and independence. It's hard to be young, but it's hard to be the mom and dad too. So there are no right answers or good answers, but just like we often learn, there are answers in nature. There are answers in watching animals. There are answers in learning step by step how to explore, but to keep that connection with mom and dad, and to be safe, and little by little take our growing steps instead of going out too far and ending up in trouble and not having a safe place to come back to. So this is a hard and challenging video for teenagers who may be right here in this very pickle. But here are our geese, and look at them. They're with mom and dad learning about eating grass and swimming. And if you can see, here comes a whole bunch of other adult geese. And look at them. They're all saying, "There's our friends. Let's go join our friends that are swimming by." There's security in a group. There's security in being one of the family. Look at all our geese. They like being one of the family. Thank you for watching all of our Compassion Works for All videos. I know you have to find your own answers, but maybe the geese can give you some guidance.